Ah, yes. Thank you to Daryl, a.k.a. The Ganker, for that fantastic interview there. And if you missed it, shame on you. Go over to wcradio.com when this show is finished. Give me a couple of hours to get the archive up on the site. And you can listen to The Ganker goodness over and over and over again. I'm sure he will be putting up his acoustic version. Not really an acoustic version, it's more of a lounge jazz version. It's fantastic. I actually prefer that to the original. And that will be being hosted somewhere. Not entirely sure where, but stay tuned, of course. WCRadio.com. Right. Back to Blue Please. We've got an hour down, an hour to go. See if my content lasts me. Yeah. Anyway, an update on our little new feature. I shall play the jingle again just to disturb you. It's working. Yeah, it's working. It's working as intended, baby. Probably shouldn't have recorded that in the first place. Never mind. Anyway, the idea of working as intended is to get our collective minds together and solve problems that Blizzard cannot. Either they cannot or they will not. We do not know. Hopefully they cannot. So, this week's issue is the Alterac Valley looting issue. And the issue is, of course, it's free for all, but that means the people who are closest to the corpse naturally get first dibs. And they're always the melee classes, so the range classes get screwed over. So, I have a few suggestions coming in. Quite a few suggestions, in fact. If you want to suggest a solution to this, get our collective heads together. Once we have done that, we will post it. Post it over on the World of Warcraft forums and see if we get a response. And if the combined Blue Please listenership, which as far as I'm aware is over 300 right now, cannot get anything done, then no one can. So, Brandon has a suggestion. He says, I say let the person that lands the killing blow get the loot. Yeah, a reasonable solution. Obviously, what you may have there is kill stealing, where people just cycle between targets and spam the weakest target. But then again, it's a possible solution. And it certainly deals with the whole area of effect spam thing. So, next person. Jonathan Marquette, also known as Strifer, 54 Druid on Shattered Hand, says maybe the person who either deals the most damage to the opposite player should get the loot, such as an automatic loot bar coming up, or maybe the person with the killing blow can get the loot. So it's a killing blow thing going on here. Demo suggests couldn't they adapt the system that if you deal the killing blow you get looting rights when you deal the most damage, kind of like PvE looting if you will. Seems like an easily implemented system. So again, damage related, looking like a popular fix. Now Rene Deadlovson, whatever you do, actually said that the issue was fixed by Blizzard in the latest hotfix by making all players in AV get reputation. So now everyone gets into the raid and AFKs in a corner and leave the computer for a week and poof, you get epic loot. So what they've done is taken the issue and made it into a worse issue. Now people will say, oh no, you can't AFK in Alterac Valley. Yes you can. In my hand right now I have a piece of blue tack. With this piece of blue tack I'm going to blue tack down the jump key. And then I want you to tell me that I cannot AFK in Alterac Valley. Yes, I can. I'll just stand in the corner jumping for 3 hours. Oh, look, I've just got instant reputation for doing absolutely nothing. So, again, something that needs to be dealt with. Becky comes up with a suggestion. The person executing the final blow should be the looter. That would also stop mage, AoE spamming, etc., etc. Yes, again, same kind of solutions coming in here. See if there's anything different. Yes, there is. Possible solution coming in from Tiger Balsam. Instead of looting normally, when you enter Alterac Valley, a loot box appears on your screen. Each time looting is possible, a chest icon appears inside the box. The box has room for several of these chest icons. So if the lootables die in AoE, for example, you get several chest icons to click. So I think what he's kind of getting at there is everybody involved gets a chance at looting, and it's kind of like a multiple role system. Possibility, could work. Panda came up with a rather long one here, so I'll read it out. Make it so only one player is able to loot. After all, they do it with creeps. True, very true. So the guy who deserves it gets the item. This can either be done by the player that attacks the enemy first, though this can be a problem after all because of spammers, so obviously that's not going to work. The third way is to introduce a damage meter system again. Now, the only problem I necessarily have with damage meters is that some classes naturally don't deal as much damage as others, therefore they'd be screwed out of a lot of their kills. And there's one of the things we need to solve. This whole give it to the person who's the most damage is a good idea in principle until you engage your brain and think, if a holy priest goes in there, what the hell happens there? You can't have it on a damage and heal basis, because you can heal more than you can damage. You can spam out some massive heals. Every time I go to BRD with my healer, he always manages to outdo my damage, and I'm fire mage. He outdoes my damage with his heals, so he gets all the loot. That wouldn't work. So it's a more complicated problem than we think, folks. So if you have any suggestions for this, head over to themurloc@gmail.com. That is themurloc@gmail.com. Anyway, let's get back on with it. I have another feature for you, folks. We like our features here on Blue Please. It makes the show. And it means I don't have to do so much. Like, sit here talking for 3 hours or whatever. No, don't have to do that, because I've got pre-recorded features. Fantastic. Let me just find my pre-recorded features, because I think I've lost them. Oh, there we go. Now, the name of this feature is Nubcake News. It's a satirical take on various community hot buttons, usually inspired from the forums. And this is a sarcasm and satire warning. If you can't handle satire, sarcasm, or typical dry British humour, if you can call it that, then please tune out for the next 2 minutes 54 seconds as we introduce the one and only Nubcake News here on WoW Radio. You, of course, listen to Blue Please with Total Biscuit. Enjoy. Welcome to this week's edition of Nubcake News. Coming up later in the programme, we have a special on fun ways to commit suicide by our resident live journal user. But first, shock and awe has shook the World of Warcraft community today, as it was revealed that some players actually used strategy and coordination in order to perform better than the average player. These deviant menaces to society are using powerful illegal technologies such as telephones and internets. By plugging a cartridge called TeamSpeak into their Super Nintendo gaming systems, criminals from all around the world can circumvent the natural limits imposed on World of Warcraft and engage in horrific practices such as teamwork and tactics. High Marshal Fonzie McDinglefeather is from the Gamers Alliance for Noob Killers, Gank, and had this to say. We find this spineless practice to be utterly abhorrent to the principles of World of Warcraft, and indeed gaming in general. Using internet to gain an unfair advantage over the average player is totally unacceptable. We would ask Blizzard to deal with the scum of the earth at once. We do not pay our $100,000 a month to be defeated by a bunch of nubcakes using internet hacks to win battles. Concerned for the safety and integrity of the WoW community, we sent our token expendable ethnic minority reporter deep undercover. She came back traumatized, but with a secret copy of a TeamSpeak conversation using internets to cheat at World of Warcraft. We will now play this for you, exclusively on Nubcake News. Abdullah! Psst. Abdullah! Are you there? Yes, my brother. We shall attack the Americans tonight. Shh! Shh! They might hear us. We shall pretend to talk about something more mundane. Yes, Satan. So how was your grinding session today? Satan. Yes, thank you. It was very nice. Satan. Do you wish to quest together using our TeamSpeak hacks to get an unfair advantage over the American dogs? Satan. Be quiet, you fool. They might hear us. Satan. As you can clearly hear, Islamic terrorist groups with badly imitated Japanese accents have attempted to corrupt our children with almost undetectable subliminal messaging technology. This goes far beyond simply cheating in World of Warcraft. We battered down the door of Blizzard HQ and spoke to Blizzard President Ralph What's-His-Face, who gave us the following statement. We are looking into the possibility of players circumventing our communication system with this evil technology. We are making it our utmost priority. All plans for future content and any already coded content, no matter how ready, has been destroyed to make room for our investigation. I'm sure you can understand that this is a vital operation. We can only hope that Blizzard can save us from the evil players who insist on fighting unfairly. This has been Nubcake News. Satan. Good night.